Hello and welcome back to our tutorial series. On this episode, we're going to look at just a simple snapshot. This isn't some grand studio portrait. This isn't some epic landscape HDR. This is just something you might capture if you're at the park with a friend or family member. It's a lovely picture of this woman and a dog, and we're just going to work on making it look better. Because you can imagine how frustrated you'd be if you took this picture and got back home and realized the settings were all over the place, the camera didn't read it correctly, and you need to do some editing. So this picture was taken by a woman named Ella using a D700, that's a Nikon, and a 24-70 lens. So some pretty good gear. I'm guessing that the camera just kind of got confused at the time of capture. So this picture is a little on the cool side pretty much everywhere. So we might raise that up a little bit. And then remember I told you before about foliage and vegetation. It reflects into people's skin. It makes them look a little bit green and sickly. So if you raise up the tint a little bit, you'll bring back that nice rosy redness to human skin that we are used to. This picture could definitely use a bunch of contrast. And let's actually pull down the highlights quite a bit. I want to try to get, well, let's pull them back all the way. We need to try to get the dog looking pretty accurate. Let's maybe bring up the shadows a little bit to lighten up her skin. In fact, we might go in here. All right, so ignore the fact that I'm making everything really bright. I'm trying to make her skin look right, and then we can tone down the edges with a vignette or with a brush. So thinking that looks pretty good right there. We'll add some clarity. So she's the main focus. Her smile, her face, her hair, this is what we really want to focus on. So let's come down here to detail. They didn't quite get the focus right. It's not as sharp as we would maybe like. So let's do our typical 50-50, and then maybe let's also double the radius and double the detail. Try to add some more sharpness back to the image. Now, like I said, we want to definitely do something pretty serious with the vignette. Try to bring that down. Maybe something like that. Let's see if... You know what? I think I'm actually going to leave this at 50 for today, just to see what'll happen. One thing, I don't know. Actually, let's go up to 80. I'm so used to it now. I'm used to the look of it. But this light grass down here is definitely needing to be darkened. So let's come in here with a brush. We'll make it nice, low flow. We might actually drop it down like a full stop and maybe take highlights and shadow down. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. I think we might want to go even farther on both of those, and then maybe even farther on exposure. Something like that. We really want to make it look as natural as we can so that it doesn't distract your eye from the woman and her dog. And let's actually make another brush since we're in here, and maybe do another stop and a half on this background. And we're just going to do some really quick brush movements, trying to stay off of the subject, but just to help this tree background scene not be so bright and distracting. Something like that. That's looking pretty good. Now, let's see. Let's just go some simple spot removals. Looks like she maybe has some bug bites or something down here on her chest. We'll just clean those up real quick. Come up here to her face. Let's just assume that these are also things that she would rather not like the world to see. Could be blemishes, could be beauty marks. I have no idea. We got those taken care of. In fact, let's try something really crazy. Let's try to get rid of this leash or whatever it might be. We're going to want to clone something nearby, but let's first get rid of this. That's probably just a leaf, maybe a piece of trash. But this way, when we go to clone the bigger image, we'll have a little bit of flexibility on where, let's do something like that. It's not ideal. Again, if we had Photoshop, we could do a little bit more thorough job, but that white thing was just a little bit on the distracting side. So I think this is looking pretty good. However, this horizon line is pretty messed up, and these trees are all leaning off at funny angles. Let's maybe come in here and pull it back down to something resembling flat horizon. That's maybe a little much, something like that. Boy, what else could we do? I think this picture is looking pretty good as it is. Let's do a quick before and after. There's the before. Again, we've got this garbage down here. It's all very blue and cold. This is the after. I think this is looking really, really good. But I have gotten a lot of feedback lately about my Instagram abilities. I'm not a big fan of it as a smartphone app, but I think there's definitely an aesthetic to having, either a washed out look or extra vibrant look or whatever it might be. So, given that the fans out there have requested it, maybe we could do something with this picture. I think just going with kind of like a faded, just more pleasant. Like this picture's been around. Like this is her dog she had when she was young, and the picture is now a little bit. Oh, geez, got to be careful when you're pulling. Don't pull to the edge of that wall. Just pull in the middle. So if you pull down the highlights a little bit and then just raise the shadows, you can give it just a really pleasant kind of faded look. Something maybe like that. We've darkened it a little bit, so you might even want to come in here and raise the exposure a little bit back up. But something like that, something that really would look great if she had this picture framed, printed out and framed on her dresser or whatever. Again, we'll go back to the before and the after. So hope you enjoyed this video. I think we're going to take a little break from the tutorials for a while. We are heading into wedding season and we're going to be really, really busy. When we come back, maybe we'll do like a product review or some kind of lesson. Might take a break a little bit from editing because I'm going to be burnt out from all of the wedding stuff. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video and we look forward to seeing you again sometime in the future.